Most guys think building a strong, functional body means more exercises, more equipment, more time in the gym. More is what sells programs. But it's not what built the toughest operators on the planet. Navy SEALs don't have access to 40 machines during training. They don't have time to debate 5 bicep curl variations. They train with almost nothing, and they come out stronger than most people who spend 2 hours a day in a fully loaded gym. So today, I'm giving you the one exercise per muscle group that this kind of training actually relies on. No fluff, no 20 exercise chest day, just the movements that matter. Let's get into it. Before I give you the list, here's the filter I ran everything through. Does it require little to no equipment? Does it build strength that actually transfers to real movement? And can you keep doing it for years without wrecking your joints? Anything that didn't pass all 3 got cut. Here's what survived. Chest, push-ups. Chest first and push-ups. Not the bench press, not dumbbell flies. I know that might sound too basic, but hear me out. Push-ups train your chest, shoulders, and triceps together. They build core stability at the same time because your whole body has to stay rigid, and you can scale them endlessly with feet elevated, weighted vest, deficit push-ups, one-arm progressions. There's no ceiling on this movement. If a regular push-up feels too easy, elevate your feet or add a pause at the bottom. If it's too hard right now, drop to your knees and build from there. Either way, form beats reps every time full range, chest to the floor. Back pull-ups. Back is pull-ups, and honestly, this one isn't close. One movement and it's hitting your lats, your rear delts, your biceps, your grip, your core all at once. It's brutal. It's humbling if you're not used to it, and that's exactly why it works. If you can't do a full pull-up yet, that's fine. Start with negatives. Lower yourself slow from the top, or use a resistance band for assistance. The day you get your first strict pull-up, you'll feel it. Once body weight gets easy, start adding a weighted vest or a plate on a belt. Shoulders, pike push-ups. Shoulders pike push-ups. This is basically an overhead press you can do with just your body weight and the floor. Hips up, head down, pressing through your shoulders instead of your chest. It builds real pressing strength without needing a barbell overhead, which matters most when you're training somewhere with zero equipment. And because your shoulders are doing the pressing at a steep angle, it carries over almost directly to a standing overhead press once you do have access to weights. Beginners can keep their feet closer to their hands to reduce the angle. Once that gets easy, elevate your feet on a bench or chair to make it steeper and harder. Legs, squats. Legs, and this one's not surprising squats. Bodyweight, goblet, or loaded with a rucksack if you've got one. Deep range of motion, full quad and glute activation, and it's infinitely scalable. There's no version of this movement you'll ever outgrow. If your knees or lower back are an issue, keep the depth comfortable and focus on control rather than depth for depth's sake. Rushing the range of motion is where most injuries actually come from, not the squat itself. Progression here is simple. Once bodyweight squats feel easy, add a backpack, a sandbag, anything with weight. The movement stays the same, you're just making it work harder. Hamstrings and posterior chain single leg glute bridge. For hamstrings and glutes without a barbell, the single leg glute bridge is the pick. It trains the posterior chain hard. It exposes and fixes side-to-side imbalances most people never even notice they have, and it needs zero equipment. Working one leg at a time also means you can't cheat by letting your stronger side take over. Each leg has to earn its own strength. Drive through your heel, squeeze at the top, control the way down. If it's too easy, elevate your shoulders on a bench or add a pause at the top to make your glutes work even harder. Arms, chin-ups and dips. Arms too moves here because biceps and triceps work opposite ways. Chin-ups for biceps, dips for triceps. Chin-ups are just pull-ups with your palms facing you, which shifts more of the load onto your biceps while your back still comes along for the ride. Dips using parallel bars, a sturdy chair, or even a bench, hit your triceps hard while your chest and shoulders help stabilize the movement. Both of these beat isolation curls and pushdowns for one simple reason. You're moving real body weight through a full range, not just pumping a light dumbbell. That builds arms that are strong, not just big. If dips bother your shoulders, keep your torso more upright and don't drop too deep. That small adjustment takes most of the stress off the joint. Core hanging leg raise. Core the hanging leg raise. If you don't have a bar, a plank with a slow march is your entry point. The hanging version trains your entire core through a huge range of motion, way more than crunches ever will, and because you're hanging the whole time, it builds real grip and shoulder stability at the same time. That's strength that actually carries over, not just a six-pack for the mirror. Start with bent knees. If straight leg raises are too much same movement, just a shorter lever. Focus on control, not swinging. Slow and controlled beats fast and sloppy every time. So here's your list: chest push-ups, back pull-ups, shoulders pike push-ups, leg squats, hamstrings and glutes single leg glute bridge, arms chin-ups and dips, core hanging leg raise, 7 movements. That's the whole list. Now here's where most people mess this up. They think a list like this means you need to be doing all 7 of these every single day for hours. That's not how this works, and it's definitely not how operators train under real-time pressure. Here's the actual structure. 3 to 4 hard sets per movement, 2 to 3 times a week. That's it. You don't need to chase soreness, and you don't need to be in there for 2 hours. What matters is intensity, pushing each set close to failure with good form, and adding reps or load over time. If you can only train 3 days a week, run all 7 movements each session as a full body circuit. If you've got 4 or 5 days, you can split it, push movements one day, pull the next, legs and core rounding it out. Either way works. The exercises don't change, only the schedule does. And here's the part people skip: recovery. Sleep, protein, and actually letting your body rebuild matter just as much as the training itself. You can do the perfect workout and still get nowhere if you're not recovering. Discipline off camera is what makes this work, not just what happens during the set. Now, I already know what's coming in the comments. This isn't real SEAL training, or Buds looks nothing like this. And you're right, I'm not claiming this is an official military program. What I'm giving you is training inspired by that same philosophy. Minimal equipment, maximum carryover, movements that hold up under fatigue instead of falling apart. That mindset is what we're borrowing here, not a classified manual. And some of you are going to ask about variation. Shouldn't you switch these up every few weeks to keep progressing? Get strong at a small number of movements, add reps, or load consistently, and you'll outwork almost everyone chasing the next trending exercise. Switch something out if it's causing pain, or if you've genuinely plateaued for months otherwise, stick with what works. Here's the bottom line. You don't need 40 exercises and a fully loaded gym to build real strength. 7 movements, done consistently with intensity, will put you ahead of almost everyone chasing complexity. That's not a hack. That's not a shortcut. That's just what actually works. And it's worked for as long as muscles have responded to hard training. If this helped you cut through the noise, subscribe. I'm putting out more no-nonsense, no-equipment training breakdowns like this one.